Hey guys, welcome to episode number 4 of my 100 account flipping series. Today we're on to accounts number 16 to 20. So you can see last week we did manage to sell pretty much everything off. However, the Rune Essence are going to be extremely slow to sell. So we're going to go ahead and change it up, as well as add on 5 new accounts and possibly find a few new items. So hope you're enjoying, and let's get started. Okay, so last week went very well actually. A couple notable things. First off, the elemental runes really are not doing that great. Their per account total is sitting kind of around 70k per account per week, which isn't that high if you consider, well, 7 days, that's only 10k a day on average, which is quite below what the buying limit would normally indicate. On the flip end of that, the Pure Essence have been doing exceedingly well. We bought tons this week, and the per account average is still well over 200. So really, the buying volume doesn't seem to be as big of an indicator on how well an item is going to do as I thought it would. Really, it just has to do with what items have the least competition, because there needs to be a good balance between being an in-market item and not having a ton of other people buying and selling them, which the elemental runes seem to have. So you may have noticed at the beginning that a couple items hadn't sold yet. The body rune's not an issue because I literally just tossed it in there. I had to take it out for another video. The Rune Essence are extremely slow to sell, however they are relatively quick to buy. So I think I might just drop that down to one account. The Rune Essence has a couple of drawbacks. It's actually twice as expensive as most of the other items, and it really sells extremely slowly. I'm not sure who is actually buying Rune Essence, because I'm pretty sure you can use Pure Essence in free-to-play. It's kind of a weird item. And that's really the only item I've had issues selling. Some of them are slower for sure, like Willow and Maple Logs do take a while to sell, but they have sold completely in the week, so it really doesn't seem to be an issue. One last thing that kind of crossed my mind a couple of days ago is the amount of money I actually have right now. Once I go ahead and add all the money back onto these accounts, I will be down to around 30 mil or something like that, which will be enough to add on maybe 10 more accounts, because as I'm doing this more, I'm learning that 1 mil is just straight up not enough. I don't want to have to check these accounts more than 1 or 2 times a week, and if I only put a mil in the accounts, I will have to re-put offers, and it's just really inefficient. And on top of that, as I diversify items, they are getting more expensive. Stuff like Rune Essence, stuff like Iron Arrows, Maple Logs, Willow Logs, they're getting up to 10 GP each, which doesn't sound like a lot, but twice as expensive. I will need maybe 3 or 4 mil on some of those accounts. So it may come to a point where I may have to maybe do 2 weeks without a video just to generate some more cash. Or I could still make a video and just show how much money I made that week or something like that. Or possibly if I get up to 25 accounts and my profit per week gets up to like 15 mil, I might be able to self-sustain new accounts just off the profits, which would be ideal. So if we add up the totals of the accounts for this week, we have profited 6.2 mil, which is awesome. That is, like I said, nearly double what I had last week with only 5 more accounts. Really, I think it has to come down to the fact that I've diversified my items more, and that's probably what I'm going to try to do with these 5 new accounts. On average per account, we bought 415k in items, which is really good. If we keep that ratio as we expand accounts, say if we had 50 accounts, that's going to be just over 20 mil a week, which is extremely good, and it really doesn't seem to be slowing down too much. Diversifying items last week really has increased my profit, nearly double this week actually. My account with the highest amount of items bought was actually account number 9 with 561k items. The one with the least amount was account number 3 at 144k. Okay, so we're back to the flipping spreadsheet for this week. I took a few suggestions from the comment section, and look at this everyone, I have functions in the spreadsheet. So all you have to do is put it in once, and then you can just copy, paste down, and it pretty much just does the math for you. It's great. All it's really doing is dividing this number by this number. It's not rocket science. I think it's cool still. So if we start off on the left side, we have week 3, and our profit is 6.2 mil, and we have the all-time profit up here actually at 11 mil, also a function. If we have a look at the week 3 totals, the elemental runes are very similar to last week. We got a little bit more of the earth runes last week, but that's to be expected because I think we got a bit lucky on that one. The best item by far still is the Pure Essence. Look at that, we got 2.3 mil Pure Essence this week, which is just ridiculous. The per account total is actually higher than last week, even though we have, I think we added on 4 or 5 more Pure Essence this week. I think this week I'm going to continue to add on Pure Essence for sure, maybe even just 5 more, because it is by far the best item and doesn't seem to be slowing down too much. Surprisingly, the Maple Logs, Iron Arrows, and Willow Logs actually did very good. Maple Logs actually shining out at 200k per account. The only drawback to this item is it is a little bit pricey, still definitely worth doing. One thing I actually changed here already is I had 2 Rune Essence this week, so it's messing with the totals a little bit now. But I'm going to drop it down to 1 just because it takes so long to sell, and we'll drop the Body Rune in at 3. I may actually add on more runes, not because I think they are performing very well. I want to see if the per account total is going to stay the same, because if it is, then that means while they don't perform amazingly, if they can be expanded, that's great, because their item volume is massive. So these could theoretically be expanded tenfold if the per account total stays the same. However, my overall vision for the farm has changed a bit, and I actually went ahead and switched up the graphic a bit, so I'll show you that now. Okay, so here's the new account plan. Because of how poorly the elemental runes have been performing, I am nerfing them essentially. So now only 10 accounts will be dedicated to the elemental runes fire, earth, water, and air. However, 20 accounts will be dedicated to pure essence. Next up, I'm also going to put 10 accounts for body runes and mind runes, as well as feathers. Next up, we're going to do 10 accounts for iron arrows, maple logs, and vials of water. We're going to continue on with 5 accounts for bronze arrows, willow logs, and rune essence. And on top of that, I'm adding in a new item, the jug of wine, which I do need to verify if that's free to play. I think it is. And we're also going to do 10 accounts for the jugs of water. I'm excited to try the jug of wine because it seems pretty promising and is a very cheap item. It's only 2 or 3 GP to buy. So if it performs well, I will probably add on more accounts for that. Okay guys, we're back at it again. Tutorial Island time. We have 5 new accounts. We're going to run them through as quickly as possible. Time to beat is about 1 hour, so we'll see if we can actually do that or not. And yeah, let's do this. Okay, so we finished up Tutorial Island, probably in record time this time. I ran through this so quickly. I was actually racing one other guy who was just doing it on one account, and I managed to tie him pretty well. So good on me, I guess. And now we'll go ahead and get our quest points and run to the Grand Exchange. Okay, there we go. There is Cook's Assistant done. I'm still trying to figure out if I actually need to do all this. A lot of people have suggested that I don't actually need the quest points. However, I think I do need them to trade other accounts with the money or the items, so I think it's worth doing, but I still need to do a little research. Okay, there we go. Dork's quest has been completed. There's our second quest point. Still on track to be one of my quicker runs for sure. And there we go, guys. There is Goblin Diplomacy done. I successfully ran from the start of Tutorial Island to the end in about 45 minutes. That's my best time by far. And let's go to the Grand Exchange. Okay, so we decided to trade over 2 mil to each account. I would prefer more, but this should be enough. So here's what I'm going to add on. 5 more Pure Essence, 2 jugs of wine, a new item, 2 vials of water, 2 water runes, 2 air runes, and 2 mind runes. So I think that should be enough with just 2 mil. So we're going to start off with the jug of wine. Why this item looks really good is just because it is so cheap, only 2 GP to buy. However, I'm not sure if they are going to sell very well. So we'll just do it on 2 accounts for now, and we also did Pure Essence and Mind Rune. So on account number 2, we are doing the exact same thing, Pure Essence, Jugs of Wine, and Mind Runes, which leaves us with about 20k in cash. On account number 3, we're going to do another new item, the Vial of Water. It only costs 5 GP each, and that's double what it was last month, so this is a little bit of a risk, but we'll give it a try anyway. And we finished off the account with Pure Essence and Air Runes. Fuck, I put it in for the wrong price, we'll have to redo that. Okay, on account number 4, we fucking did it again, god damn it. We're going to do Water Runes, Vial of Waters, and Pure Essence, although I need to actually put it in for the right price this time. And last up, we're doing Water Runes, Air Runes, and Pure Essence, and that is all the accounts. We already have the items buying, so now we'll go update the spreadsheet. Okay guys, so we successfully added on 5 new accounts. So we added on 2 new items in the Jugs of Wine and the Vial of Water, which we did 2 each of. Next up, we added on 5 more Pure Essence, bringing our total up to 14. So we'll have to see if that will continue to be an extremely good per account total. We added on 2 Water Runes, bringing us up to 5. 2 Air Runes, bringing us also up to 5. And 2 Mind Runes, also bringing it up to 5. The only rune not at 5 right now is a Body Rune, so maybe we'll add some on next week. And that's it. That's all our offer slots spent. So actually I added a little function up here, nice. So offer slots, 60 accounts, 20, looks good. So predictions for this week, I'm thinking around 8 mil. So my predictions for this week, I would hope to get around 8 mil, that would be amazing. Anywhere between 8 and 10 mil I'd be pretty happy with. Although less is still good, of course. I may have gotten a little lucky this week, so I won't expect as much of a difference between week 3 and week 2. Alright guys, that's where I'm going to end it for today. I hope you're enjoying the series. If you are, don't forget to toss the video a like. And last question, what new items do you think I should try? I know there's a limited amount of free-to-play items that will work for this, but there must be a couple others I'm not thinking of. So if you have any ideas for other items I could do, definitely leave a comment down below. Alright, thanks a lot guys, see you next time.